Wushu is both an exhibition and a full-contact sport derived from traditional Chinese martial arts. It was developed in China after 1949 in an effort to standardize the practice of traditional Chinese martial arts. Although attempts to structure the various decentralized martial arts traditions date back earlier, when the Central Guoshu Institute was established at Nanking in 1928. The term wushu is Chinese for martial arts. In contemporary times, wushu has become an international sport through the International Wushu Federation, which holds the World Wushu Championships every 2 years. The first World Championships were held in 1991 in Beijing and won by Yuan Wen Qing. Competitive wushu is composed of 2 disciplines, Taolu and Sanda. Taolu involves martial art patterns and maneuvers for which competitors are judged and given points according to specific rules. The forms comprise basic movements based on aggregate categories of traditional Chinese martial arts styles and can be changed for competitions to highlight one's strengths. Competitive forms have time limits that can range from 1 minute, 20 seconds for some external styles to over 5 minutes for internal styles. Modern wushu competitors are increasingly training in aerial techniques such as 540, 720, and even 900-degree jumps and kicks to add more difficulty and style to the forms. Sanda is a modern fighting method and sport influenced by traditional Chinese boxing, Chinese wrestling methods called shui jiao, and other Chinese grappling techniques such as jin na. It has all the combat aspects of wushu. Sanda appears much like kickboxing or Muay Thai, but includes many more grappling techniques. Sanda fighting competitions are often held alongside Taolu form competitions. History. In 1958, the government established the All-China Wushu Association as an umbrella organization to regulate martial arts training. The Chinese State Commission for Physical Culture and Sports took the lead in creating standardized forms for most of the major arts. During this period, a national wushu system that included standard forms, teaching curriculum, and instructor grading was established. Wushu was introduced at both the high school and university level. This new system seeks to incorporate common elements from all styles and forms as well as the general ideas associated with Chinese martial arts. Stylistic concepts such as hard, soft, internal, external, as well as classifications based on schools such as Shaolin, Taiji, Wutang and others were all integrated into one system. Wushu became the government-sponsored standard for the training in martial arts in China. The push for standardization continued, leading to widespread adaptation. In 1979, the State Commission for Physical Culture and Sports created a special task force to teaching and practice of wushu. In 1986, the Chinese National Research Institute of Wushu was established as the central authority for the research and administration of wushu activities in China. Changing government policies and attitudes towards sports in general lead to the closing of the State Sports Commission in 1998. This closure is viewed as an attempt to partially depoliticize organized sports and move Chinese sport policies towards a more market-driven approach. As a result of these changing sociological factors within China, both traditional styles and modern wushu approaches are being promoted by the International Wushu Federation. Contemporary Taolu events. Wushu events are performed using compulsory or individual routines in competition. Compulsory routines are those routines that have been already created for the athlete, resulting in each athlete performing basically the same set. Individual routines are routines that an athlete creates with the aid of his coach while following certain rules for difficulty. In addition to events for individual routines, some wushu competitions competitions also feature dual and group events. The dual event, also called duelian, is an event in which there is some form of sparring with weapons, or without weapons, or even using bare hands against weapons. The dual event is usually spectacular and actions are choreographed beforehand. The group event, also known as GT, requires a group of people to perform together, and smooth synchronization of actions are crucial. Usually, the group event also allows instrumental music to accompany the choreography during the performance. The carpet used for the group event is also larger than the one used for individual routines. Previously, international wushu competitions most often used compulsory routines, while high-level competitions in China most often used individual routines. However, after the 2003 Wushu World Games in Macau, it was decided to opt for individual routines in international competition, with Nandu integrating a maximum 2-point Nandu score into the overall maximum score of 10. There is some controversy concerning the inclusion of Nandu in Wushu because many of the movements created for the specific events are not originally movements used in those styles. In addition, the number of injuries which have resulted from the inclusion of these Nandu have caused many people to question their inclusion. Those who support the new difficulty requirements follow the assertion that they help to progress the sport and improve the overall physical quality of the athletes. Bare-handed Changquan refers to long-range extended wushu styles like Changquan, Huaquan, Hongquan, and Shaolinquan. But this wushu form is a modernized style derived from movements of these and other traditional styles. Changquan is the most widely seen of the wushu forms, and includes speed, power, accuracy, and flexibility. Changquan is difficult to perform, requiring great flexibility and athleticism, and is often practiced from a young age. All Nandu movements must be made within 4 steps or it will not count for Nandu points. Nanquan refers to wushu styles originating in South China, Kailaroquan, and Yongchunquan. Many are known for vigorous, athletic movements with very stable, low stances and intricate hand movements. This wushu form is a modern style derived from movements of these and other traditional southern styles. Nanquan typically requires less flexibility and has fewer acrobatics than Changquan, but it also requires greater leg stability and power generation through leg and hip coordination. This event was created in 1960. All Nandu movements must be made within 4 steps or it will not count for Nandu points. Taijiquan is a wushu style mistakenly famous for slow, relaxed movements, often seen as an exercise method for the elderly, and sometimes known as Taikai in Western countries to those otherwise unfamiliar with wushu. This wushu form is a modern recompilation based on the Yang style of Taijiquan, but also including movements of the Chen, Wu, and Sun styles. Competitive contemporary Taiji is distinct from the traditional first form for styles it draws from, in that it typically involves difficult holds, balances, jumps and jump kicks. Modern competitive Taiji requires good balance, flexibility and strength. The traditional second forms, however, like cannon fist, are more difficult than the modern forms, but less known and usually taught to advanced students. Short weapons now refers to any curved, one-sided sword blade, but this wushu form is a Changquan method of using a medium-sized willow leaf-shaped dao. Nanda refers to a form performed with a curved, one-sided sword blade based on the techniques of Nanquan. The weapon and techniques appears to be based on the butterfly swords of Yongchunquan, a well-known southern style. In the wushu form, the blade has been lengthened and changed so that only one is used. This event was created in 1992. Jian refers to any double-edged straight sword blade, but this wushu form is a Changquan method of using the jian. Taiji jian is an event using the jian based on traditional Taiji Quan jian methods. Long weapons. Gun refers to a long staff as tall as the wrist of a person standing with his/her arms stretched upwards, but this wushu form is a Changquan method of using the white waxwood staff. Nanking is a Nanquan method of using the staff. This event was created in 1992. Qian refers to a flexible spear with red horsehair attached to the spearhead, but this wushu form is a Changquan method of using the qian. Other Taolu routines. The majority of routines used in the sport are new, modernized recompilations of traditional routines. However, routines taken directly from traditional styles, including the styles that are not part of standard events, may be performed in competition, especially in China. These routines generally do not garner as many points as the modern counterparts, and are performed in events separate from the compulsory routine events. Among these, the more commonly seen routines include Baguazhang 8 trigrams palm, Bajiquan 8 extremes fist boxing, Changquan cha fist boxing, Chuo Jiao poking feet, Tanquan ground prone fist boxing, Fanziquan tumbling fist boxing, Hoquan monkey fist boxing, Huaquan Hua fist boxing, Nanquan southern fist, Paochui cannon punch, Piguaquan chop hitch fist boxing, Shequan snake fist boxing, Tantui spring leg, Tanglanquan praying mantis fist boxing, Tongbeiquan through the back fist boxing, Wing Chun eternal spring, Xingyiquan shape intent fist boxing, Ying's Huaquan eagle claw fist boxing, Zuiquan drunken fist boxing. Traditional weapons routines. There is also a traditional weapons category, which often includes the following: Changsujian long tasseled sword, Shuangshuqian two-handed sword, Jiujibian 9-section whip, Sanjigun 3-section staff, Shengbao rope dart, Dadao great sword, Padao horse knife, Emi daggers, Shuangdao double broadsword, Shuangzhan double straight sword, Shuangbian double 9-section whips, Shuanggu double hook sword. Sanda. The other major discipline of contemporary Chinese wushu is sanda, or a modern fighting method, sport, and applicable component of wushu kung fu influenced by traditional Chinese boxing, of which takedowns and amp throws are legal in competition, as well as all other sorts of striking. Chinese wrestling methods called shui jiao and other Chinese grappling techniques such as jin na. It has all the combat aspects of wushu. Sanda appears much like kickboxing or Muay Thai, but includes many more grappling techniques. Sanda fighting competitions are often held alongside Taolua form competitions. Sanda represents the modern development of Lei contests, but with rules in place to reduce the chance of serious injury. Many Chinese martial arts schools teach work within the rules sets of Sanda, working to incorporate the movement's characteristics and theory of the style. Chinese martial artists also compete in non-Chinese or mixed combat sports, including boxing, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts. Sanda is practiced in tournaments and is normally held alongside Taolu events in wushu competition. For safety reasons, some techniques from the self-defense form such as elbow strikes, chokes, and joint locks are not allowed during tournaments. Competitors can win by knockout at points which are earned by landing strikes to the body or head, throwing an opponent, or when competition is held on a raised Lei platform, pushing them off the platform. Fighters are only allowed to clinch for a few seconds. If the clinch is not broken by the fighters, and if neither succeeds in throwing his opponent within the time limit, the referee will break the clinch. In the U.S., competitions are held either in boxing rings or on the raised lei-tai platform. Amateur fighters wear protective gear. Amateur sanda allows kicks, punches, knees, and throws. A competition held in China, called the King of Sanda, is held in a ring similar to a boxing ring in design but larger in dimension. As professionals, they wear no protective gear except for gloves, cup, and mouthpiece, and professional sanda allows knee strikes as well as kicking, punching, and throwing. Some sanda fighters have participated in fighting tournaments such as K1 and shoot boxing. They have had some degree of success, especially in shoot boxing competitions, which is more similar to sanda. Due to the rules of kickboxing competition, sanda fighters are subjected to more limitations than usual. Also notable competitors in China's mainstream mixed martial arts competitions, Art of War Fighting Championship and Rannik Ultimate Fighting Federation are dominantly of Wushu background. Sanda has been featured in many style versus style competitions. Muay Thai is frequently pitted against sanda, as is karate, kickboxing, and taekwondo. Although it is less common, some sanda practitioners have also fought in the publicly viewed American mixed martial arts competitions. List of major international and regional competitions featuring Wushu include World Wushu Championships, World Junior Wushu Championships, World Games, World Combat Games, Asian Games, East Asian Games, Southeast Asian Games, European Wushu Championships, organized by the European Wushu Federation, National Games of China, South Asian Games, Mediterranean Games, Lusophonia Games. Wushu is not of summer Olympic sport. The IWUF has repeatedly backed proposals for Wushu to be added to the Olympic program, most recently as one of 8 sports proposed for the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. However, it failed to reach the final shortlist, and the International Olympic Committee ultimately voted for the re-inclusion of wrestling instead. In March 2015, IWUF Executive Vice President Anthony Go stated that the federation was planning to propose Wushu again for the 2024 Summer Olympics, as part of new IOC rules allowing host committees to accept proposals for new sports to be added to the program. In June 2015, Wushu was shortlisted again as part of 8 sports proposed for inclusion in the 2020 Games in this manner. However, it did not make the final shortlist of 5, owing to its cultural significance in China. The IOC allowed the organizers of the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing to hold a Wushu tournament in parallel with the Games as a separate event, the first time that the IOC has allowed such an event. Notable practitioners: Donnie Yen, Chinese martial artist and actor, trained with the Beijing Wushu team. Gold medalists for various international Wushu competitions. Known for his portrayal of Ip Man, mentor of Bruce Lee, Tianrong, having graduated from Changquan Physical Education and Sports College. Tianrong is a former national champion and Wushu pioneer. He was approved as a national and international level judge in 1980, has taught at numerous universities throughout China, and authored more than 50 books on internal and external martial arts. Among the national international champions he's coached, while on Wu Bin's coaching staff for the Beijing Wushu team. He provided guidance to the international celebrity Jet Li, and his student Jing Zhao won the Japanese national championship champion title in 1986. Steve Coleman, longest-running Great Britain Wushu champion 2002 present, Captain GB Wushu team, starred as Shane Powers in film On the Ropes. John Fu learned Kung Fu when he was 8 years old, but didn't begin serious training in Wushu until he was 15. Starred as Jin Kazama in the film adaptation of Tekken. Jiang Bangjun, a well-respected international Wushu champion. He was the men's all-around Wushu champion in 1996 and 1998. Personally invited to the Beijing Wushu team by Wu Bin, he became the lead athlete and coach for the Beijing Wushu team. Today, he has opened a Wushu school in Virginia called PMAA. Jet Li, possibly the most famous Wushu practitioner in the world. He started Wushu as a competition sport and gained fame as he took the National Wushu Champion of China title 5 times as an original member of the Beijing Wushu team. He was later selected to demonstrate his Wushu on the silver screen in the worldwide hit film Shaolin Temple. Many of his old teammates have also appeared on screen with him, especially in his older movies. Jade Zoo is a martial arts actress and multiple World Wushu champion. She won the World Championships 3 times in a row and the first and second place in the Olympic Wushu tournament Beijing 2008 and became one of the most famous female Wushu athletes in the world. Soon after her athletic career, Jade Zoo received offers to star in various international film and TV productions, such as Tai Chi Zero, Tai Chi Hero, The Legend of Wing Chun and Michael Jackson 1, and successfully launched her second career as an actress. Lu Yu is an author, a former head coach of the U.S. Wushu team from 1997 to 1999. She is now teaching at the Wushu Tai Chi Center is located in San Luis Obispo, CA. Philip Sahagun is a martial arts champion who has promoted the art of Wushu as a finalist on 2 of China's top-rated reality competitions, Kung Fu Star and Jackie Chan's Disciple. In 2008 and AMP 2009, Philip performed Wushu while touring as a martial arts ninja performer for Tina Turner, Queen of Rock and Roll, record-breaking Tina 50th Anniversary Tour. He has represented America twice at the World Traditional Wushu Festival in China, winning both gold and silver medals for the U.S. team. Today he serves as the head instructor of traditional martial arts at his family-owned and operated South Coast Martial Arts in Southern California. Ray Park showcased his skills in Wushu in several major films, including his portrayal of Darth Maul in 1999's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, as well as Toad in the film X-Men and as stunt double for Robin Shaw and James Remar in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He also heavily retrained prior to filming G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, in which he portrayed the martial arts expert Snake Eyes. Wu Bin, Jet Li's coach in the Beijing Wushu team, training more Wushu champions than any other coach in China. Wu Jing, Chinese actor who was sent to the Beijing Sports Institute at Shichahai in Beijing when he was 6 years old. Like Jet Li, he competed as a member of the Beijing Wushu team in national-level Wushu competitions in China. Both his father and grandfather were also martial artists. Yuan Wen Qing, one of the most famous, successful, and skilled Wushu practitioners in the world who has won countless gold medals in Chinese, World, and Asian championships. He is a former Shanxi Wushu team athlete trained by the coaches Pang Lintai and Zhang Lingmei. He is most famous for his Changquan, Daoshu, Gunshu, Shuangdao, and Tanquan. A number of his routines became the official standard competition routines for a number of years until the new guiding Taolus were introduced. Zhao Qingzhan started learning martial arts at the age of 7 and was a standout member of the Beijing Wushu team. Retained his #1 ranking at the 2009 All-China Games. Currently has retired from the professional circuit of competition. Zhao Changjun, one of the best classical contemporary wushu legends of the 20th century. His rivalry with Jet Li was legendary, losing first place in men's long fist at the 1978 men's long fist competition. Legend says it was due to Zhao's pinky being slightly off, resulting in a minuscule deduction that cost him gold. After Jet Li left to become an actor, the playing field was set, and for nearly an entire decade Mr. Zhao Changjun was left to dominate the scenes in national wushu competitions in the 80s. It has been said that the 70s belonged to Jet, but the 80s belonged to Zhao. Trained both in traditional and contemporary wushu, Dai Tanquan, Gunshu and Daoshu are known as Zhao's 3 eunuchs. He was also trained in traditional Changquan, a uniquely Muslim traditional wushu style. Retiring in 1987, he currently owns a wushu school. Criticism. Wushu has faced criticism as a competitive sport. It has been criticized by some traditional martial artists for being too commercialized, losing many of its original values, and potentially threatening old styles of teaching. Such critics argue that contemporary wushu helped to create a dichotomy between form work and combat application.